more distractions.
Let's watch some of this Farage rally. So we're going to skip all the speakers we don't care about. We're just going to watch Nige. So I saw some of this earlier, and it was totally incoherent. I watched about 5 or 10 minutes of it earlier, and it was just absolutely awful. I don't know how anyone thinks this guy isn't, like, totally retarded. We're going to have a look.
Thank you very much indeed. What a lovely reception. I wonder what other political party could, on a Monday night, as Christmas approaches, fill this hall here in this lovely town of Llandudno. So thank you very much indeed, all, for coming. But then that's because we're the party that's got the energy. We're the party that's got the optimism. We're the party that recognises what terrible trouble our country is in. But we're the party, and you're the people, determined to turn it around and to get us back on the right track, and that's why we're all here. Now, not that I want to spoil the upbeat mood, but it is budget week, and Rachel from Accounts will be up on Wednesday. It was Lee Anderson that called her Rachel from Accounts, and it's kind of stuck.
Yeah, Lee Anderson's a total fucking dipshit.
The truth is, she was actually Rachel from Complaints, not Accounts. And I cannot think of a Chancellor of the Exchequer in my lifetime more completely, utterly, hopelessly out of their depth as Rachel Reeves. It is a disaster. A disaster.
Really
Now, we don't know what's going to be in the budget, although kind of maybe we do, I don't know. I thought Sir Lindsay Hoyle, the Speaker, calling it the hokey-cokey budget was about right. You know, 1 minute it's tax rises for everybody, the next minute it's not. What we do know, what we absolutely do know, is that it will be an attack on people that work hard, an attack on people that do well, an attack on those that have got big houses or money, and actually an attack on the very idea of young people going out into the world and working hard and doing well. And I'll give you an example.
What? It's an attack on the idea of young people going out and working hard, says the guy who wants to what? Drop the minimum wage for young people. Nice one, retard.
Of this.
Okay.
All through the 1990s, I ran my own business. Now that would automatically disqualify me from the Labour cabinet. because not one of them has ever run a business or frankly got a clue. Anyway, during the 90s, I ran my own business, and in the good years, I put money aside. I put money aside into my self-invested pension plan. I didn't buy flash cars, didn't take the family off to the West Indies. I put money into that private pension pot. And I did it because I thought, well, I've got to provide for myself as somebody who's self-employed. But I also did it because I believed that if I disappear off the face of the earth, that money will be there for
legit, like born rich. Born rich. I have to look after myself. I'm looking after myself. No, okay, dude. Born rich as fuck. Went to fucking Dulwich College. All right, man.
Rest of the family. That's why I did it. But I get a letter this April.
Yeah, it's literally
confirming what I already know, which is from 2027, the money in your pension pot will be subject to inheritance tax. And you know what I thought? Why the hell did I bother? Why the hell did I bother to work hard and save money? I might as well have just spent it all down the pub or whatever. But that's what they're doing, isn't it? That is what they're doing. And because there'll be no cuts to the ballooning welfare bill, those that now go out to work, alarm clock Britain, those that get up and do their jobs, in many cases, are little better off than those who choose not to work. And we have to be the party.
It's just like delusional. That's just like delusional. You're not getting like loads of money when you just go on benefits. It is like
party that's on the side of working people, contributing to society, paying their taxes. Nobody else is on their side. We are the party of Alarm Clock Britain, not Rachel Reeves, and certainly not the Conservatives. I feel strongly about that. And the other thing we know is that the exodus will continue. Now, we got the figures last week. Last year, 257,000 people left this country. They left because taxes are too high. They left because laws have changed. But they left because if you're young...
A lot of them left. Because of what, Nigel? What have a lot of those people in the last few years left because of, Nigel? So by any chance, the loss of the membership of the European Union? What, like, this massive single market we're in and the ability to move freely between these countries? You sure that might... Do you think maybe that might have incentivized a few people to leave, Nigel?
I want to set up a business. I want to work hard. I want to do well. Portugal, Italy, Greece, the UAE, Dubai, Australia, America. These are now more tempting places for our brightest and best young people to go. It is a tragedy for... Yeah,
it's like 300 and something a month for the base rate of universal credit. The idea that they're living just as well as someone who's working, it's just like not true, man. It's just not true. I'm sure you might get more if you're on PIP or whatever. Claim you got autism. Sure. But it ain't loads of money, is it? It ain't loads of money. It reminds me of the fucking Harry Enfield. Keep saying loads of money. It is.
For our country, that huge numbers of young, bright, intelligent people are leaving. And you know, if our rich people leave, they're also our biggest taxpayers. And if our biggest taxpayers leave, that means that everybody else earning average incomes has to pay more. And no party has got the guts or courage to stand up and say this. It was Jeremy Hunt that launched this attack, that started this exodus, and I fear that after Thursday, this exodus will get bigger. When we're in government, we will make sure that the people who pay the most tax come back to Britain and pay tax into this country, benefiting us and benefiting ordinary workers. And we have to do that, and we must do that, and we've got to get it right. We've got to get it right. Now that's enough said about Rachel Reeves for one day. Some of us have to sit there and watch the whole thing, you know, at very close quarters. Hopefully she won't burst into tears, but maybe the rest of you will burst into tears by the end of the speech. And we have a Prime Minister.
Why are they booing Keir? Why are they booing Keir? How can you boo Keir? Have they not seen this video? Have they not seen this new video? How can you boo this guy? How can you boo this guy?
Oh, it's not on the same page.
6, 7. Yeah. 6, 7. Everybody. 6, 7. Are you doing page 6, 7?
We're not over that yet. We're not over that. Still very much a thing. She's pointed out 6, 7. What page?
You got it?
Show me the question.
See you later. That's a bit wild.
Stuff for that lovely 6-7. You know, children get into trouble for saying that in math school.
Oh, do they?
So,
Right,
yeah, they're lovely
well,
children in year 2.
Yeah, there we are. Sorry about that.
No, it's absolutely fine. It's fine.
I didn't start it,
So
miss.
good. How can you hate this guy? How can you hate this guy?
Who seems to be now obsessed with me. No, not in that way, I promise you. Every Prime Minister's questions, all he can do is hurl abuse. And this
But you're not there most weeks. You're not even there most weeks. What do you mean?
is because never before has a government with a big majority collapsed in public opinion and public trust as quickly as Starmer's government. He doesn't believe in a single thing. He's a man without principles. He is not a leader. He is bad for Britain. But the good news is he won't be long for the job. Now, he makes me laugh, actually. The weakest Prime Minister that I can think of in my lifetime now calls me spineless. But he does come out with some very serious accusations.
No, that's just such a fucking retarded response. You're the weakest prime. What do you mean by the weakest Prime Minister? What's he weak on? What's he weak on? Because he didn't force through the benefits reform? Is that it? Is that what we're pointing to? Like, the other policies are pretty firm.
He throws the charge of racism at us and at me. Funny, isn't it, according to The Guardian, how some of the people I was at school with 49 years
The point
ago...
of him calling Nigel spineless is the fact that Nigel literally won't call out his own party ever. And he's like a total fucking just rat. It's usually about the Sarah Poachin stuff or the Nathan Gill stuff. And he does talk about the Nathan Gill stuff here. He rants about it for a bit.
...seem to have such good memories. But the one serious point I will address, as we're here in Wales, and you've seen it all over the Welsh media, is the issue of Nathan Gill, who was a long time UKIP, MEP, and Brexit Party, and briefly...
Let's just remind ourselves. Obviously, none of these guys knew Nathan Gill, did they? None of them really knew him.
Our first speaker is well known to you. He's been an MEP for the last 5 years. He's also, before that, he was a very successful entrepreneur. He employed over 200 people. Please welcome to the stage, Nathan Gill.
Just some guy. Just kind of, yeah, I didn't really know him.
But in particular, it's a big victory for Nathan Gill, our leader in Wales, an honest, decent, honourable man who's been loyal to me and the party at all times. Nathan, you've led UKIP Wales into this, and well done, you.
We are living history right now. We are making it. We are going to change politics in Britain.
Well, listen, I've just had lunch with Nigel Farage, and he told me that he is adamant that he believes that Article 50 will be invoked. He said if he thought it wasn't going to be, he would never have resigned today.
Best mates.
Can't believe Bro got the broccoli cut.
The broccoli cut is an improvement from yesterday. Thank you for the $10. Thank you.
A British politician, Enoch Powell, famously said that all political careers end in failure unless you can extricate yourself before it reaches that. Nigel Farage has reached the top of the game.
Very wise. It just goes and goes. They were always together.
One more time, what do we want? Brexit! When do we want it? Now! Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a very safe trip home.
Classic, man. Classic.
In 2021, albeit very briefly, he was leader of Reform Wales. Now, the fact that he has taken money, has taken bribes to ask questions from a Russian influencer is, of course, an absolute and total disgrace. And we disown his actions, and we disown what he's done in every single way. I'm not afraid to stand up and say that, because it is.
Dude, this guy literally used to be on Russia Today every week. I'm saying this guy needs, dude, this whole party, everyone associated needs like a full investigation. They need to know exactly where all the money's coming from. It's crazy. It's crazy. This guy literally was on Russia Today all the fucking time. It's despicable, man. And he thinks he can just, like, now that this guy's been sentenced to 10.5 years, it's actually getting picked up in the mainstream media. People are actually talking about it. It's hitting, you know, PMQs and shit. Ed Davies bringing it up. Now he thinks he can just go, and you see Zia Yusuf's on Sky as well, saying they're taking a stronger stance on Russia. They suddenly think they can just go, oh yeah, Nathan Gill's a terrible guy. Actually, we don't like Putin at all. We don't like Putin at all. And all of a sudden the heat will just die. No, you need to be fucking audited. You need to have your fucking finances audited. Someone needs to go through your fucking bank accounts with a fine-tooth comb. Find any fucking Yavlovs or fucking Sergeys or fucking anything. Any fucking Sergeys or...
Is the truth. But you know what? You know what? Being honest...
Ivans,
being honest
Yaroslavs.
is the right approach. But just think about this. Okay, we found somebody who was in the European Parliament for previous parties that was corrupt. That of itself in British politics is not exactly unique.
So you guys, everyone does it. Doesn't everyone take Russian bribes to ask questions? Doesn't everyone take Russian bribes to ask specific questions in Parliament? Doesn't everyone do that? Don't we all do that? Aren't we all doing that?
Think about this. This government, one of their MPs has taken £500,000 in payment to his office from somebody that we now know is a Chinese spy. Think of this, that we're about to approve the new mega embassy for China to be built on the site of the old Royal Mint on Tower Hill.
So this is years ago now. This is literally years ago, this thing he's bringing up. Barry Gardner defence donations. This is 2022. Defence donations worth £500,000 from Chinese agent. Labour MP said Christine Lee appeared to be operating as a legitimate person in the UK. Former Shadow Minister Barry Gardner has defended his decision to take more than £500,000 donations from Christine Lee before he was warned she was a Chinese agent. From my point of view, that money was there to improve the work I was able to do in Parliament and to improve the work I was able to do for my constituents. It paid for those researchers and it paid for them directly. None of it was for my own personal benefit. Meanwhile, Nathan Gill was taking secret bribes, personal bribes, to do specific actions in Parliament from a Russian agent that he knew was a Russian agent. That's what they're trying to compare. That's what we're trying to compare here. It's insane, bro. It's insane.
Think of those two spies in Parliament, and charges against them suddenly were mysteriously dropped.
It's not mysterious at all. Labour has published all of the relevant details. Everything's out. Everything's out. It's not mysterious. It's all been published. It's all been discussed. There was a whole week and a half forced news cycle about this. It's all out. They published everything. It's done.
If I've had a problem with one corrupt individual, we as a country have a problem with a government that appears to be in hock to the Chinese Communist Party, and that is against our national interests.
We're not taking Russian bribes. Actually, Labour's owned by the CCP. Okay, dude. Okay, dude.
Ought to be investigated and brought out into the open.
Yeah,
and then we've got the Conservative Party.
For real.
Do you remember them? They used to be rather popular here in North Wales, but of course their record in government, and particularly after 2019, when in post-Brexit...
Isn't that, Conservative Party, do you remember them? Isn't that stolen? Isn't that stolen? That's a stolen line. Was it Ed Davey or Keir that had that one? It was either Davey or Keir, I'm pretty sure, did that in a party conference speech. He's straight ripped that. That's crazy.
There was so much optimism, but Boris failed us in every single way. In fact, if you think about the state of the British economy, the highest taxes since the end of World War II, open-door mass migration, 4 million people came during the time that Boris Johnson was Prime Minister, despite all the promises to reduce the numbers. The boats crossing the English Channel. Well, don't say they weren't warned, because I was going out there in 2020 again and again, warning about what was happening. Predicting.
Yeah, thank you for the membership, Apostle. Thank you. Huge appreciate it. Thank you.
Predicting, and I said in 2020, unless we acted on this, there would be an invasion. Well, you'd have thought from the press reception that I ought to have washed my mouth out with soap and water.
So where's the invasion?
But 180,000 people later, I was right to identify the problem, right to say what would come to this country, and right to predict.
It's so crazy. They actually try and frame it as like a military invasion. It's crazy, bro.
The correct level of public anger at the waste of money.
Yeah, literally caused by him, by the way. Why have the small boat crossing surged? Well, because, you know, they can reapply for asylum in the UK because they can go to France. They can apply for asylum in an EU country. Then they get automatically refused from all other EU countries. But then we're not an EU country, so then they come over the channel and they apply here because what you did.
And the risk to national security of tens of thousands every quarter of unidentified young males coming into Britain. It is a complete disaster, and the Tories let it all happen, and frankly, the Rwanda plan could never ever work, just as Shabab Mahmoud's plan can't work, because none of them face up to the facts. We are signed up to a convention that was written in a post-war world. The European Convention on Human Rights might have been well-intentioned 75 years ago, but it now stops us being a proper country.
Crying face emoji.
Because it's tryhard. I hate streamer stuff. I hate all streamer stuff. Thank you for the $10. Thank you.
Because proper countries control their borders. So there was a long list of Tory failures. And I think public trust in them has evaporated, and I don't see it coming back at all. I think their 200-year journey has come to an end, and I believe that we now, in Wales and across the rest of the United Kingdom, we have now replaced the Conservative Party. We are the force of opposition against the Labour government in Westminster and Cardiff. We are the opposition now.
So, on one hand, it's Keir Starmer's obsessed with me. He just talks about me for no reason, and we're the opposition. Well, if you're the opposition, Nigel, then yeah, the Prime Minister's probably going to speak about you quite a lot. That's how it works.
And yet, the Tory chairman, last night, Kevin Hollingrake, puts out on social media and compares our supporters, our members, to those who in the 1930s joined the Nazi Party. Not only is it insulting and wrong, but it's actually insightful and dangerous.
Guys, it's insightful to compare Nigel Farage to a Nazi. Guys, you're inciting violence against him. If you Compare Nigel to a Nazi.
By the end of it, I was convinced that Farage
is in from the start.
That we've been talking about today.
The allegations. He does actually build on reports and allegations that have been around for over a decade now. But in the last few days, The Guardian have put together a special report which suggests and claim that while Farage was at the public school, fee-paying school, Dulwich College in South East London, they have got more than a dozen former classmates who have claimed that Farage, as I say, has made repeated remarks such as Hitler was right, gassed them, directed those comments at Jewish pupils, other minority students, often sang a school group song including slurs like "We'll gas all the and we'll gas all the." Farage has strongly denied the allegations. He's called them entirely without foundation and questioned the relevance and indeed the memories of incidents from very, very long ago. But in the wake of that, it hasn't stopped number 10 drawing sharp political criticism of the comments, with the Prime Minister's spokesperson, no less, saying that those claims are disturbing and urging Farage to address them publicly.
And when I came across those comments in the Guardian piece this week, it triggered a sort of...
Well, the thing is, he's already acknowledged it before. He's already basically admitted to it. So that's basically, this is pretty much fact, to be honest. This is like, it's like he did do this, yeah. There's letters from the time between teachers, like describing what was happening.
Some ridiculous things that.
Whoops, let's slow down.
Letter?
I've seen it before.
A pretty equivocal response. Are we about to hear it?
Yeah.
Would you like to see the letter?
I've seen it before.
Have you?
Well, not for 30 years. Yes, of course, I said some ridiculous things that upset
Racist
them.
things?
Not necessarily racist things.
Not
but
necessarily racist?
Well, it depends how you define it. You see, I mean, you've got to remember that ever since 1968, up until the last couple of years, we've not been able in this country intelligently to discuss immigration, to discuss integration. It's all been a buried subject, and that's happened through academia, it's happened through politics and the media.
But I mean, that letter, you know, for instance, it cites an example of you taunting someone in class and having to be excluded.
I was excluded
by implication on racial grounds.
I was excluded from class dozens of times over the years for all
for
sorts
racist
of
comments?
reasons. No. I don't accept that. You know,
I mean, it's not just that.
I was excluded
Fellow
from class.
pupils remember you making racist comments.
Well, I might have wound some of them up too, but all through.
So you made racist comments to wind people up?
All through the 1970s and 80s.
Did you find that at the time? Did you?
So, it happened. This shit happened. It's bullshit to deny it. Totally reasonable to question whether Farage might be a Nazi, okay? Totally reasonable to question, you know. I wouldn't say it's bolted up. I wouldn't say he's a Nazi, because, you know, it's like he's talking shit in school. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what he believes as an adult, you know. Obviously. But it's totally legitimate to raise the question and, be like, and compare him to a Nazi and, you know, think of... entertain the idea. It's not inciting violence against him to do that.
Given the world we live in, just think that's exactly what they were saying about Charlie Kirk in the United States of America. Shame on him. Shame on him. But it all brings me to Wales, where today I've been out meeting with Welsh farmers. Not only threaten these family farms run for generations in many cases and maintaining our amazing countryside, and threatened not just with Rachel Reeves's punitive inheritance tax, but now, and this has happened, doesn't it? Anything national government can get wrong, the Labour Party in Cardiff can always make worse. And they do it with everything. They do it with everything. So there was a new farming scheme, a new sustainability farming scheme that Welsh farmers are pretty much being strong-armed, nay blackmailed, into signing up to. And it says they have to plant...
Oh, dude, this bit is brilliant, bro. Wait. I think I missed one of the
punitive
lines.
Family farms run for generations in many cases and maintaining our amazing countryside. And threatened not just with Rachel Reeves's punitive inheritance tax. Not today, I've been out meeting, but it all shame on him of America. Shame on saying about Charlie Kirk in the United States.
Yes, here's the Charlie Kirk thing. I'm pretty sure I'm not missing part of it because there's some very funny stuff.
Not only threaten these family farms run for generations in many cases and maintaining our amazing countryside, and threatened not just with Rachel Reeves's punitive inheritance tax, but now, and this has happened, hasn't it? Anything national government can get wrong, the Labour Party in Cardiff can always make worse. And they do it with everything. They do it with everything. So there was a new farming scheme, a new sustainability farming scheme that Welsh farmers are pretty much being strong-armed, nay blackmailed, into signing up to. And it says they have to plant an awful lot of trees, and that should be their priority over food production. Now, I like trees, but I'd rather Welsh farmers got on with doing what they've always done and farmed and produced food for the marketplace.
To plant trees? Yeah, I'm sorry. The agriculture industry produces a fuck ton of emissions and shit like that. It takes up a fuck ton of land. Yeah, they got to plant some trees. Yeah.
But to qualify for the grant, they now have to meet 12 key criteria, 12 key tasks they must put in place and report online monthly to make sure that they have fulfilled them. I'll share one or two of the gems with you.
So, okay, so he pulls out this list, right? This is brilliant. This is one of the parts. See, he pulls out this list of the requirements on farmers. And I don't know, he also hasn't prepped, like, 100% of what he's going to say. He starts going through the list, looking for something ridiculous. Watch what happens.
They have to put forward designated site management plans.
Okay, sounds reasonable.
Including AgriScop, e-learning.
So they want e-learning. So they want there to be like online courses that they give to new hires on their farms or whatever to make sure that, you know, they onboard people properly. And I think that's what's happening here, right? That all sounds reasonable. That sounds fine. A lot of farms are probably sort of behind the times on like employment practices and stuff like that, I would imagine. So it sounds reasonable to be like, okay, guys, you've got to, let's catch up. Let's catch up. That sounds reasonable.
Mentoring, an advisory service. We then go on to accredited training.
Okay.
Surgery, e-learning again. Oh, and this one, I love this one.
So here we go. So guys, this is going to be absurd. I love this one. I finally found it. Here it is. This is going to be absurd, guys, surely, right? Let's hear it. Nige, what have you got for us? Nige, let's hear it.
E-learning again. Oh, and this one, I love this one. Now, habitat maintenance, all right. Hedgerow management, we're okay with that. Yeah, that's okay. Benchmarking. What in God's name is benchmarking?
Benchmarking. What in God's name is benchmarking? Nigel doesn't know what the word benchmarking means. I think there's a solid possibility he thinks it's marking potential sites for benches. I think there's a solid possibility that's what he thinks it means. I think there is a solid possibility that's what he believes a benchmarking means. Thank you for the $2. It's going around marking benches. Yeah, it's got to be, he thinks it's something like that. Obviously, benchmarking in most things is like a test of performance. It's like, obviously you can benchmark your GPU. You can say, okay, we run a test to see how it performs at this status, in this circumstance, you know? So for a farm, it's the same. It's the same for a farm. It's measuring the measuring the performance of your farm. It's measuring the output and performance of your farm and the efficiency of your farm. And reporting that. And he goes, benchmarking? What the hell is benchmarking? It's measuring the performance of your farm. That actually sounds like a totally reasonable thing for the government to request from a farm in return for subsidies. That actually sounds totally reasonable. He goes, benchmarking? What the hell is benchmarking? And I was like, oh, what's benchmarking? I don't know what benchmarking is either. What's going on?
Habitat maintenance, all right. Hedgerow management, we're okay with that. Yeah, that's okay. Benchmarking. What in God's name is benchmarking?
Like, he's stunned. He doesn't know what it means.
Benchmarking.
Benchmarking. Dude.
This is utter nonsense. People in Cardiff Bay have no Labour Party and
Like,
propped
so
up by
retarded.
plant.
He genuinely doesn't know what benchmarking means. I'm baffled. I'm amazed. This guy went to a fee-paying school. This guy's privately educated. He doesn't know what the term benchmarking means. Like, he couldn't find anything ridiculous in that list. It's like, put in yeah, like, there's no DEI. It's like he couldn't find the DEI thing. The e-learning. Make sure your new recruits know what the fuck's going on the farm. Report changes to your farm, to the government. Measure your farm's output and report it to the government. Like, what's the problem? Hedgerow management. He even agrees that one's fine. Like, he knows all of this is fine. And then he gets to benchmarking. He's like, I don't know what that means. Benchmarking. My God. Baffling, really.
In too many cases, want to put Welsh farmers through a bureaucratic hell and stop them doing what they've always done. And if we win the elections next May, we will get rid.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. He just said, tore up a piece of paper and said, I'm going to get rid of this policy that I don't understand. Just demonstrates a total lack of understanding of the policy. Doesn't know what it is. We're going to get rid of it. Brilliant, Nige. Thank you. This is how reform make policy. This is how they do it. Now,
But I've also today met
unmarked
family businesses here in this town, also threatened by the Labour Party. I've met with the tourism industry, so important to this part of the world, and yet all the signals that come out from Wales are the bad ones. Imagine you live in England. Should we go to North Wales on holiday or for the weekend? Oh, haven't they got that 20-mile-an-hour speed limit? Who knows? By the end of the weekend...
No one has ever said that. No one has ever thought about going to North Wales and then decided not to because of the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. What?
We could be banned from driving. We picked up so many points. I'm sure I would be. Or the thought there's going to be a tourism levy to even come in to Wales. Again, it's a signal saying no. They have had 26 years in government in Cardiff Bay. You've got the worst NHS in the whole country, some of the worst schools in the whole country. Woke has run complete riot.
Yeah.
But they're done for. And we saw this in the Caerphilly by-election the other week, where we went in 4 years from 1.7% of the vote to 36% of the vote. And Clear Powell, well done you. Well done you.
Didn't win though, did you? Didn't win though.
He may not have won. He may not have won, but it was a very, very big second and an absolutely massive step forward. And Labour kind of know they're done. Because half of their current Senate members have already announced they will not be standing next May. They are running for the hills. The Tory vote in Wales, as mentioned already, is literally evaporating. But then, of course, we have Plaid. Now, Plaid have gone away for a long time.
So here's the next really funny part. So when he talks about Plaid curry,
with being seen as sort of quite soft, quite cuddly, quite nice. Well, you can vote Plaid if you like, but recognise who they are. They are a hard left, genuinely hard left political party.
Dude.
They are full of people who seem to care more about Gaza.
It's a Welsh nationalist party.
And supporting Palestine action than we do for Welsh interests. They believe...
So he says they care more about Gaza than they do about Wales. Welsh Nationalist Party is saying they care more about Gaza than they do about Wales.
Who seem to care more about Gaza and supporting Palestine action than we do for Welsh interests. They believe that Wales should be a country of sanctuary, refugees welcome here, say Plaid, unless, of course, you come from Israel, and then they are firmly against you. They're the kind of people that we're dealing with.
Dude, so did you hear that? They love refugees unless they're from Israel. A lot of Israeli refugees, are there, Nigel? A lot of Israeli refugees, a lot of people fleeing Israel. Is that a big concern? Is that a big concern? They just don't like the Israeli refugees. You just can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. He's a fucking idiot through and through. He's just so fucking stupid. None of it makes any sense, and these retards eat it up. Yeah, they're welcoming to refugees because they see them as being persecuted. The Israelis are the persecutors. None of them are fleeing Israel because they're very safe in Israel. Because they're like the strongest military force in that whole area, and they fucking destroy everyone.
With Clyde. And there is also a very nasty anti-English streak amongst many of their activists, which frankly is not only unpleasant, but it's self-defeating for Wales. And if they try and pretend next year that they are the party of change, no, they're the party many times over these last few years that has kept Labour propped up in power in Wales. They are the status quo. They represent failure. We are the party of change, and these elections next May will be a two-horse race between us and Plaid. You can either stick with what has done so badly and gone so wrong and move Wales way, way, way to the hard left, or you can vote for us, and we will end the ludicrous 20-mile-per-hour speed limit that is there all over the country. We will end City of Sanctuary and say it's time to put Welsh people first. And we will face a whole mass of problems, and it won't be easy. And we won't be able to do it overnight, but we will be the party of change. And I have every reason to believe we can do phenomenally well next May here in Wales. I'm going to be here one hell of a lot, campaigning with you. It's great to see you here tonight in such numbers. But I need to ask you what you yourselves are prepared to do. Answering a mobile phone might be quite a good thing. I heard one ringing a moment ago. It's last orders down below.
Not funny, didn't laugh.
We've had a lot of very good people. A lot of very good people have already put their names forward to stand in those Senate elections. But it may well be people here in this room of talent, of experience, who haven't yet decided to put their names forward. We are looking for men and women that are determined to be part of the change that Wales...
Okay, that's about all I care about from this Nigel speech, I think. And it ends soon anyway. I think that's all we care about. I mean, let's finish it, actually, fuck it. It's only 3 more minutes. Let's speed it up.
We're looking for men and women with experience of life, whatever it may be, but real people who've had real jobs and got real experience. So I would ask you, all of you, sitting here in this packed hall this evening, please consider whether you want to put yourself forward to stand for those elections. And there'll be, over the course of the next few years, council elections. And you've already seen tonight some of the excellent members of the Senate and local councillors that we've got here in Wales. The only person I can't convince to stand is David Jones. I can't convince him to stand, but aren't we lucky to have a man of that political experience, that local knowledge here in North Wales, and that integrity? David is our elder statesman, and we're very grateful to have him with us. This campaign.
Yeah, I can't finish this. This guy sucks. This guy blows.